power will probably go off at some point, so we're gonna make this quick.
I'm flying. I don't mind that I'm dead broke, 'cause I've got a dream that's worth it all. It doesn't scare me that I might fall, 'cause I'm flying.
Hello, beautiful people, beautiful souls. I hope everyone is doing well. So today's video is a little different, but today we're talking about my summer TBR, and I'm so excited. Ugh. This is my summer TBR. Basically, I don't know exactly how I want to do this, and I probably should have prepared better, but I didn't because I just got so excited to be in front of the camera that I was just like, I'm gonna film a video. So we're just gonna jump right into it. I'm probably gonna start the summer off by Percy Jackson himself. I got this book when I was in Houston, like 8 or 9 years ago. I think I read like a fifth of it, wherever the crease is. I read till about here. I came home from Houston and I stopped reading. This is when I wasn't a reader. I enjoyed this book even then, before I was a reader, so I'm excited for Christmas. I believe it was McKinley. Got me the full set. So we're gonna binge some Percy Jackson. I'm also excited because the show's coming out. It'll be a nice little jump in this show, and I feel like I can't watch a show without reading the books. I'm definitely that type of person. Going off of that, speaking of show before reading the books, Jenny Han is pretty much the reason why I'm a reader. So I did watch the first season of not 12 Boys a Little Before. The Summer I Turned Pretty, and I enjoyed it. It was really good. I love the guy who plays Jeremiah, Gavin. I've known him for years. When I found out he was in a TV show, I was like, oh my god. The show was cute enough that I decided to pick up the book. I don't plan on watching the second season until, well, first of all, I'm upset with how they're releasing the second season, but that's a whole other conversation. I'm gonna read this book first before I even begin the second season because I feel like I at least owe it to Jenny to read the book. All of these, by the way, I probably should have said this at the beginning, all of these books are on my Amazon storefront. In fact, all of these books are on my Amazon storefront. So if you see one that I'm not talking about, you're like, oh my gosh, these two aren't though. This was a special situation. But I have not read all of the books on my Amazon storefront. Yeah, that makes it easier for you to find these books because they'll all be in that list. I definitely had to get to Emily Henry at some point. I have got Beach Read, People We Met on Vacation, and Book Lovers. I don't know which order I'm gonna read them in. I heard that they are, like, they're standalones, but there's like a particular way that you read them. I don't know if it's like the order that they came out. I think I'm supposed to read Beach Read last. I know Happy Place just came out. I might end up getting that book as well. No idea what these are about. I think it's about some people that we met on vacation. I think it will probably be something I'd want to read on a beach, and probably about people that love to read books. So I'm excited to read those. My friend Avery has also read them as well. Avery, if you're watching this, hi, I love you. I'm running 3 TikTok accounts now. I have Marianna's Marikey, my new Marianna 3 2002, and then I have Marianna's Book Talk, which was Marianna 3 2002. So I took Marianna 3 2002, moved it to a new account, and renamed my old account Marianna's Book Talk. So my Book Talk will just be book-related stuff. My Marianna 3 2002 will be like my behind the scenes. Let me rephrase that. Behind the scenes, and just like random, whatever I want, whenever I feel like it, just kind of to have fun. I'm really taking pressure off myself when it comes to TikTok because since September 2nd of 2021, I've been posting 1 to 3 times a day. I'll have all those linked in the description. I'm sure you guys will be updated on my Book Talk, probably as well as my main. I have a couple of Instagrams as well. So like there's a ton of accounts. Check out the description. They're all down there, as well as my affiliate programs for Hair and Pants and Tropical Society swimsuits. So if you need a swimsuit for the summer, maybe if you need to read on the beach, you want to wear a swimsuit. Just saying. Okay, so these 3, I have It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. I hope I'm saying that right. I know this is a duology, and I probably should have gotten the second book because I've heard such glorious things about this book. And by glorious, I mean hot and spicy things about this book. I'm trying not to have too high expectations though, because sometimes people are like, oh my god, it's so like, and I'm like, okay. I read it and I'm just like, all right. I'm probably gonna end up ordering the second book. I do not have it with me, but I have a feeling I'm gonna end up ordering the second book. What's this next one? From the Jump by Lacey Walden. I'm terrible at pronouncing names, so anything I butcher, I apologize. Again, I don't really know what this is about. I don't really read the descriptions anymore. I kind of... Okay, if you are an honest bookish person, you judge books by their covers. I can promise you, the whole don't judge a book by its cover, it's BS. It is BS. I never go to Barnes & Noble, but this time I did because I had books to return. I literally looked at the table and I was like, this looks summery, and this looks summery. So I ended up leaving with summary books. So I have From the Jump and I have The Summer of Broken Rules. Now, Libby, when she found out I got this book, she freaking flipped. She was like, oh my god, it's such a good book. She like got all excited. Again, I have no idea what it is. It's reminding me already of We Were Liars, which is also a really good summer read. I've already read this. And quite frankly, I kind of wish I could read it again. Not like so much like, oh my god, I wish I could read it again. Like I wouldn't like sell my soul to reread this like I would other books. But it was like an interesting journey because it's a standalone, I think. Actually, I think there is a second book now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know. Wicked plot twist. There are so many different clues or red herrings, let's call them red herrings. There's so many different red herrings where you're like, oh, I totally got this figured out. I'm not gonna cry. There's no way I'm gonna be shocked. I got this. And then something happens and you're like, how did I not see that before? You're like, oh my gosh. So many people said that they cried, they bawled, their hearts were just torn out of their chests. Quite frankly, I didn't respond like that. I was just shocked. I was like, what? Because then you think back and you're like, oh my god, duh. Anyway, really great summer read. I think I'm just gonna pull down other summer books because why the hell not? We'll start with this one because I just finished it. I just finished To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo, I hope. I don't know. Her and I have talked a little bit on Instagram. It's the first line of chapter 3, which I'm gonna be so gracious and kind and tell you what it is because I love it. Technically, I'm a murderer, but I like to think that's one of my better qualities. I was like, ooh, I was so excited. Okay, I mean, as a book bug, as a bookish person, we're all kind of crazy. We're all kind of crazy, let's be honest. I grew up loving The Little Mermaid. However, I didn't expect this to be like The Little Mermaid. I went in with a mindset of Pirates of the Caribbean because I had just binged all the movies, except for the 5th one. I didn't watch the 5th one with my family. So I was like, I was like in that mindset. This was a glorious mix. This was a fantastic mix of like retelling The Little Mermaid and blending in elements of like, he has a compass. It's so good. Not the same way Jack does, but it was really good. It was really good. If there's a second one, I'd read it. I don't know how she would do a second one, but I'm also not a published author and they can do some pretty amazing things. So I'll leave it to them to figure that out. The Secret History of Us. This is one that, again, I think I just judged the cover. I read this during quarantine 2020 and it was really good. She has like amnesia. There's a car accident. She doesn't remember anything from high school. Suddenly she has a boyfriend who she has no idea who he is. And the guy that that supposedly saved her life won't go near her. And she's like, I just want to say thank you. And he like wants nothing to do with her. And she's like, what in the hell? Like her best friend is now her enemy. It's like a whole thing. And it's actually pretty good. Also a standalone. That will be down there as well. All This Time can be a summary read. This took me a while to read because I read half of it and then I just like finished it after like a couple months break. It's cute. It's summary. Big plot twist. Promise you won't know what's coming. Heartless. I don't have the dust jacket for this because I mistakenly threw it out a couple of years ago. I think when Yasmin first gave me this book. This is great. This is a retelling of the Queen of Hearts, the Red Queen. Basically how she becomes Queen of Hearts and the Red Queen. Bittersweet because it's so good, but you know it's not gonna end well because she still becomes the Red Queen. So it's like, oh. I read this in Florida for our makeup spring break in 2021, I think. It was really good. It was cute. It's definitely a YA book, and I loved every second of that. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have not read all of her books, and I need to because I love her writing. I love her style of writing. But the Cruel Prince series / The Stolen Heir, they're all summary books. They are all summary books. I'm not going to pull them down because they're all just up here and they're on display. I'm pretty sure you can see them. I hope you can see them. Oh, you can't really see them. That's sad. Okay, well, they'll be down there too because these are... Oh god, I just love these books so much. It like almost hurts. The ACOTAR series and From Blood and Ash series. I think I will always and forever recommend these books, but they're not really summary. Like, they're really good books. Obviously, that's why they're so big on book talk. Like, they're really good books. You could read them pretty much at any point, but if you want, like, a summary vibe or something to take on vacation, I probably wouldn't recommend taking those. Same for Thorn Glass. They're just really big pills to swallow, and you just... As much as I love them dearly. Crescent City, however. Oh my god. Okay, so I just... Okay, I just got done reading these two books, and quite frankly, my world has been flipped. My mind has been blown, and I'm just shaking in my boots waiting for the third one in January because, oh my gosh. So the first one is pretty much summer. They're always talking about the heat in Lunathon. They're always talking about how it's just so hot and like, oh, everyone's tired and dragging their feet and all this and that. Definitely a summery book. Very Sarah J. Maas style. They're bigger books, but I don't care. They're good books. So if you're gonna read a Colleen Hoover book, I think there's other Colleen Hoover books that are summer oriented. They're not just, I mean, these are the Colleen Hoover books I have read, but I know like Heart and Bones, there's a couple of other ones that are like Lace in Summer. I can probably ask our resources which ones are good to read. Call Me By Your Freaking Name. Okay, this is poetry right here. This is beautiful. This is just something that I never anticipated being hit with. Yasmin was here during quarantine and she was reading it and she was like, oh my God, you have to, it's poetry. A little scared when she said that, but like genuinely, this book is beautiful. The movie is beautiful. The book is beautiful. If you guys have seen any of my earlier videos, you guys know I loved it so much that I did a little painting of like them. And then I had my favorite quote was, if only you knew how little I know about the things that really matter. And I'm pretty sure I bookmarked it because it's, yeah, I know nothing, Oliver. Nothing, just nothing. You know more than anyone around here. If you only knew how little I know about the things that really matter. I love them. I love them. They are so stinking cute. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I, however, did not have time to process it because my whole family watched it without me while I was reading the book. And then once I finished the book, they were like, okay, watched it. And I was like, I didn't have time to process because it's so, oh my God, the last line, oh, like it sent me, but I didn't have time to be sent anywhere because I had to jump into the movie, and quite frankly, I'm not entirely upset about it. Damn. Damn. So it starts off and you're like, oh, honey. Literally, that was my reaction. I know some people kind of hate it when you look at them and you go, oh, honey. Like, I generally use nicknames a lot for people, but that was generally my reaction. As soon as you start, it's like, all right, here we go. You know, it's like, oh boy. I loved it. I think it was great. He's hilarious. I love Erin. She's super great as well. She's super funny. Kind of going alongside, okay, Chris Quartet is really spicy. If you want a spicy book, goddamn. I mean, it's not really spicy, but it was spicier than I thought it was going to be, so I was not prepared. The Unhoneymooners. I think Spanish Love Deception... Okay. Spanish Love Deception was better than the Unhoneymooners. Wow, I can't speak anymore. The Spanish Love Deception was better than the Unhoneymooners. However, I thoroughly enjoyed the Unhoneymooners because it's still like freaking Maui. It's like very vacation vibes. They're literally on vacation / honeymoon / fake honeymoon because it's fake dating and fake dating. I love fake dating. It's great. Okay. Red, White, and Royal Blue, surprisingly, and the movie's coming out soon. Also kind of a summary book. In fact, not really kind of, it is. Long story short, Alex and Henry, the technically first son and the second prince of England. Enemies to lovers. It's great. I love it. There's some scenes that I really hope is in the show. And there's other scenes I'm like, oh God. I'm like, oh no. So it'll be fun though. I'm excited for it. I think right now I'm happy with their casting choice. I don't know the whole cast though, but as far as Alex and Henry are concerned, I think I'm content, but to be determined. This is kind of it. If you like to read, I hope you find something. Like I said, all of these will be in my summer reading list in the description, as well as my Amazon storefront. As far as my Amazon storefront book lists, here's what we have. So we have summer reading, ouch, fall reading, books on my shelf, which is everything. Hello, Abby. So anything and everything you see on my shelf is on my books on my shelf list. Simple fantasy, 5-star books, other worlds, fake dating, workplace romance, enemies to lovers, nightmare trope. I need to read this right now. Loves of my life, books to take on vacation, slow burns, quick reads, books on my TikTok. So that's like when I'm working with authors or like art books, book slump remedies, and that is it for the book. I've got a ton of other lists on here as well. There's all kinds of stuff on my Amazon storefront. I feel like I don't talk about it as much as I probably should, but I get really weird when I'm like promoting like my own stuff. When I like promote other people's stuff, I'm like, oh my God, yeah, like go read it. Or like, yeah, you should get a pair of these pants. But it's like my Amazon storefront. Like, I'm like, there's no one in particular I'm really promoting on there other than Amazon. And I think you can guess how I feel about Amazon. So it's just weird for me to say that. But generally, it makes things easy when people are like, what are some book recommendations? I can just send them a list and then they're all there. No additional cost to you. I just get a piece of it for promoting the book to you. So it helped me out. I'm excited. I'm excited to get in the jump. I love summer. You guys know I love summer. It's It's just amazing. I love it. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you also have book recommendations, leave them in the comments because there are a ton of books, or I was gonna order them and I didn't. And I'm gonna go film some TikToks. So follow my book talk, follow my Bookstagram, my personals, my personal Instagram, my personal TikTok, which is new. Then I'll be doing new stuff. And like when people come film YouTube videos with me, I like to film a little TikTok with them to like help promote. But yeah, I think that's it.